conference. Welcome, Kathy.
Good afternoon, I'm Kathy, and today I will be introducing High Seas Treaty. So in today's content, I will be first introducing a little bit history and information about this treaty, and then I will talk about the progress of the treaty, about the current status of it, and then I will talk about some influences, conclusion, reflection, and then Q&A. So first, let's get clear about the definition of High Seas Treaty. So what exactly is a high seas? You may refer to the first part on your handout. High seas refers to international waters that is beyond the territorial sea of any countries, which means that there is no single country that is in charge of these international waters. But even though that this treaty is called the High Seas Treaty, the formal name of this treaty is called Biodiversity Beyond National Jurisdiction, which is short for BBNJ. So what is beyond national jurisdiction? You can refer to the second part on your handout. When we talk about beyond national jurisdiction, we not only talk about the waters, the international waters, but also the area on the picture, which means not only the waters, the land, the ground in the sea is something that is covered in this treaty. So I would like to introduce some very important elements in this BBNJ. First one is setting up ocean sanctuary. So why is setting up ocean sanctuary is very important? It's because that when we were kids, we were told that one day all of the fishes, all of the resources in ocean will be used up by humans, and the ocean can never be restored. But it is not true. As you can see on the third part on your handout, the seas can be restored by 2050. And this is not a daydream, it is proven by scientific research. So if we can set up ocean sanctuaries, we give ocean enough time to rest, it is possible that the ocean can be restored. So the second element is sharing of benefits. Developing countries have to share their benefits that they gain from utilizing MGRs, which is marine genetic resources that they usually use to produce drugs and cosmetics. Developing countries have to share these benefits that they gain from utilizing the ocean's resources with developing countries. And as for benefits, there are not only monetary benefits, but also non-monetary benefits. In terms of non-monetary benefits, it can be like technology for scientific research or seed production technology. And the third element of this treaty is working together. Developing countries have to help developing countries with building up capacity and technology transfer. So countries around the world can work together on these seed production activities. So what is the progress of the treaty? At 2023 March, the treaty was agreed by the United Nations, and it is signed by the United Nations in that year, September. But even though that is signed by the United Nations, you have to wait for 60 countries to ratify this treaty so that this treaty can really enter the law force. So after 60 countries ratify the treaty, it will enter into force after 120 days, which means that we have to wait for, so far only Chile and Peru have ratified the treaty, so we have to wait for another 58 countries to ratify. In 2028, that year, 88 countries have signed the treaty, and these countries are all in the United Nations. But this treaty is still works on the papers if they are not ratified by 58 other countries. And if it is ratified by 58 countries, maybe we can realize the goal of completing 30 by 30. What is 30 by 30? It is a target around the world that governments will reach the goal of protecting 30% of the land and 30% of the ocean by 2050. And if we can make this treaty into force, maybe we can realize this target by setting up ocean sanctuaries, ensuring benefits, setting up committees to implement these ideas. So if we can reach the 30 by 30 target by 2050, maybe we can make the ocean to be recovered. Maybe we can give it enough time to rest. So what does ocean need to recover from? We have to recover from high acidity. As you can see on the fourth part of your handout, this is the process of ocean acidification. And with high acidity, it is possible that there will be disappearance of the coral reef, which means that if the acidity in the ocean is too high, maybe all the coral reefs will disappear. And also you have to recover from industrial overfishing and toxic pollution, which is mainly caused by littering and trash produced by humans. So ocean is a vital part of Earth. It can recover one day as long as we put into efforts start from now. So what can we do about this topic? First of all, we can support NGOs like Greenpeace, the High Seas Alliance, Oceana. These are also the platforms where I receive my information about this treaty. Also, we can raise awareness, share the information about BBNJ, like what I'm doing right now. And also, we can support sustainable fishing initiatives. This is very simple. You just have to, when you are buying groceries, you are buying your food, you can find certifications on MSC or ASC. So this is the practical methods that we can do to help with protecting our ocean. And this is the end of today's sharing. Thank you for listening. Any questions?
Good. Can we start with any questions, comments, or suggestions? Yes.
Can you go back to the previous slide? So yes, I saw that the slides wrote that by 2030, but you mentioned 2050. So, this one. So it's
2030.
So the correct one is 2050.
No. We can reach 30 by 30 by 2030. But if we can reach this goal, this ocean might be restored in 2050.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that a lot of the countries, they sign on the paper, but they didn't really practice the treaty. Like, I know this is a stupid question, but why do you think they don't really practice? Since this is a good thing to Mother Earth.
Yeah. So there's a very simple answer to this question is that in the first part we talked about setting up ocean sanctuaries, which means that countries can no longer fishing in these sanctuaries because it will be a pretty huge harm on their economic if they can no longer fishing or do any industrial activities in these sanctuaries. Yeah, so I think that is a very basic reason why these countries don't want to ratify this treaty.
Very good. I think we have some really good questions. So any further questions or comments? Yes.
Continue with what you asked. What do you think is the most realistic way to encourage people to start to protect the ocean?
Maybe I think after knowing the fact that the ocean can be restored as long as we give it enough time to rest, I think knowing this fact can encourage people to want to protect the ocean, because if we do practical methods to protect the ocean, maybe one day we can have the original flourishing ocean again. So I think acknowledging this idea is a very important part.
So you mean like we need to spread the awareness to the public more? Okay, thank you.
Good. Any others? I think I'd like to maybe follow up on the questions you mentioned where you signed the treaty. I know Japan and the U.S., they're the major countries in industrial or commercial fishing. So I wonder if the two countries have ratified the treaty.
I'm not sure, but I think they did because most countries in the United Nations have signed this treaty.
Okay, good. I will have the second question. Maybe you can also tell us, so what drew your attention to this topic? I mean, there's so many issues and international news story to choose from. So what drew your attention to this particular topic?
Oh, so first of all, I saw the news about the sea can be restored by 2050. Then under the news, there is a link to the news about High Seas Treaty. And so I just wonder if there are any methods that we can do to help with setting up practical methods.
Okay, I see. Thank you. Any others? Feel free to speak. You also may comment on the presentation. Anything you'd like to say? Yes.
I think the presentation is very fluent, and the slides are very good.
Yeah, good taste.
Very good. Thank you for the positive comment. Good. Any others? Yes, yeah.
So I think I saw a documentary about this high sea tree or like protecting the ocean along like when I was in high school. I forgot what the documentary was about, the name of the documentary, but I know that it is about this. And I remember it said that like there are a lot of certification, like a lot of certification stuff. They send people on the boat, and the people from the crew bribes the person so that they can have certification. Yeah, the ocean protecting certification. I think it's a little bit related to this.
I didn't search for information like that, but I think it can be existing, and it's good to know. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I think it's a good question that relates to how you try to execute the measures here. Okay, good. So, still others? Okay, if not for the moment, then thank you very much for the presentation.